and they call it the phantom time hypothesis.
So let's try this one. The phantom time concept.
Phantom time hypothesis.
Phantom time hypothesis.
Phantom time hypothesis, right?
Right. It's staggering in its implications, right? Phantom time hypothesis is positing that all of history itself may be a hoax.
Beruf, weil man damit konfrontiert ist. Wir haben einen
That's German professor Herbert Illig, who in 1991 proposed the phantom time hypothesis. Basically, a mistake in the Julian calendar caused Pope Gregory XIII to create the new Gregorian calendar in 1582 AD. Each year in the Julian calendar was 10.8 minutes too long, so Pope Gregory skipped 10 days in the calendar. But he should have skipped 13, mathematically speaking. That leaves 297 years of missing history. And when did, nothing happen? The early Middle Ages. Can you name one thing that happened between 614 and 911 AD? No? That's because so little happened in comparison to the years before and after. Holy Roman Emperor Otto III and Pope Sylvester II fabricated those years back in the year 996, so they could be in power when the new millennia struck. So, Charlemagne? Fabricated. The art from that time? Fabricated. After figuring this out, I felt like everyone had to know. It was my duty to spread the message, and what better place to start than my own school, my home, Chapman University.
We're currently printing our posters that we'll be handing out in the piazza, which graciously tell the Chapman population about how the year is 1721. Yeah, and then they expand a little bit, they talk a little bit about Herbert Illig and his whole thing, which is super exciting. And they also promote our Instagram account, which will be going viral any day now. So hopefully, if we hang all of these up, if we're able to print them, then we'll be able to, I don't know, convince Chapman that the Middle Ages didn't happen or something, right? One poster at a time, one mind changed at a time. It's about small actions creating big change.
After hanging up flyers, I realized that college students spend more time on social media than in any Chapman building, so I made our social media account. Our Instagram's been gaining traction this week, but I still didn't think it was enough. Chapman Radio is the most listened to radio station based at Chapman. It hosts a show called Conspiracy Theories and Chill, but the host never responded to my emails, so I went on the classic rock show instead.
What evidence is there to support this claim that none of this supposedly well-documented time period even existed?
It was in that moment that I realized that this was what I had been preparing for, and I was ready.
Pope Gregorius XIII changed from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian. Mathematically, he should have added 13. The thing is, the art from that time period is very ancient Roman or ancient to the change in the Gregorian calendar. So how the Catholic Church forged documents throughout the early Middle Ages. Each year isn't actually a full rotation around this. It was still weirdly uneventful, globally. Basically, in my mind, I'm how are we supposed to know? You know, we weren't alive. All we have is our subjective reality. We don't have access to objective truths.
So are you suggesting that all of the supposed events within that documented period just didn't happen at all?
Yes, I am.
Jeez, Dev, you're getting your ass you're getting your butt bealed.
Nice save there, buddy.
I'm sorry, but
if it's any consolation, when we've talked previously about this, it holds its ground.
No, it does.
I left Chapman Radio feeling triumphant, but my work wasn't done yet. I still didn't feel like I had quite gotten the message out, so I took my cause to the piazza.
This is my roommate, Roxy. So she's been hearing all about the phantom time hypothesis and all about, Herbert Illig, all the details, right?
Yeah, all of them.
I'm sure she's really enjoyed hearing about it. Roxy's been super, she still thinks the Middle Ages happened from our conversation.
Yeah.
But she's been pretty receptive. Yeah. Sorry, I know I don't want like to bargain with you or anything.
It's fine.
But do you want more for your friends or?
I'm good.
Yes, I did mine Monday, so
read it.
there's no big rest of the class today.
Yeah. It's all about how the early Middle Ages can happen. Shit, no way.
As with any cause, some were more receptive than others, but I think I reached a few more Chapman students that day, and I'll continue to do so every day while I'm here. I wanted to share this theory with Chapman, and in doing so, I learned how resistant we can be to change and how unwilling we are to accept our own ignorance. But if just a few people listen and try to understand, we could time travel to a different century.
So what would you say to high school or middle school students that are studying this period right now?
I would just say question everything, you know? Like, really think about the history that you're studying. Think about, like, the whole conspiracy theory is basically about questioning this knowledge, because we know that history textbooks are inaccurate. We know that they're biased. We know that there's discrepancies and mistakes basically in, like, the ways that we consume knowledge generally. So this conspiracy theory is just arguing that to a further extent, you know?
Of course.